YT presents a legendary The Novel of the Adventures of Marja in the Magical Forest. Enjoy watching and listening, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button to support us in making more fun and quirky videos. Marja, a dreamy boy who loved nature, was reading a book under a tree behind his house one day when he heard a strange whispering sound carried on the wind. "Marja! Marja!" The voice was faint but clear. He stood up and followed the sound. A cool breeze blew leaves into a path, as if guiding him into a dense forest he had never dared to enter before. Marja ventured deeper and deeper until he encountered an enormous, ancient tree. Its roots arched to form a gateway, as if inviting him in. As he stepped through the arch, everything around him changed. The forest transformed into a place of soft, glowing light. Forest animals looked at him with interest. And then, a squirrel spoke. "Welcome. You are the one chosen by the voice, aren't you?" Marja's eyes widened. This was another world, truly alive. The talking squirrel was named Squirr. He was the forest's genius inventor, creating toys and tools from natural things, like a pinecone tram that actually ran and leaf goggles that allowed one to see secret paths. Squirr was thrilled to meet the chosen human and volunteered to guide Marja in exploring this magical forest. The two set off, a friendship quickly blossoming between them. Along the way, they came across a pool of water as clear as glass in the deep forest. The water in the pool was no ordinary water, it could reflect images from the past. When Marja looked down, he saw an image of his mother telling him a bedtime story. A warmth of longing filled his heart, and his eyes welled up with tears. Squirr stood quietly beside him, respecting his moment of emotion. This pool reminded him that every memory is precious, even if it's just an image from the past. One evening in the dense forest, they met a black cat named Kanin who looked sad and solemn. She told them she was searching for her own shadow, which had been stolen by the shadow lurker, a mysterious creature that preyed on the fears of others. It tricked animals, turning them into stone. Kanin asked for help, and the three teamed up to plan their search for the shadow. Along the way, they saw hundreds of statues of animals frozen in fear, a warning of how powerful this enemy was. The search for the shadow led them to a deep, dark cave with strange echoes. This cave responded to words. If words were spoken with fear, they would transform into frightening creatures. But if spoken with conviction, the echoes became a creative force. In this cave, Marja had to face his own inner fears. The echo of his parents' absence transformed into a monster. But with encouragement from his friends, he declared, "I'm not afraid. I will protect my friends." And the monster dissolved, leaving only a path to a clue about the shadow lurker. From the cave, they got lost and stumbled, falling into an underground city brightly lit by bioluminescent creatures. The animals in this city had all passed the forest's trials. They had to pass the 3 trials of the heart in exchange for a map to leave the forest. These trials were honesty, trust, and forgiveness. The 3 united their hearts and successfully passed the trials. The city leader gave them a golden map and revealed the truth that this forest was a living labyrinth that changed according to the will of those within it. While returning, they faced a magical storm that changed the path with every step. Familiar paths became unrecognizable. Marja began to doubt himself, the voices in his head growing louder, until he stood still, closed his eyes, and listened to the voice of his own heart. His mother's voice emerged from the silence. "Listen to your own heart." He opened his eyes with confidence. The storm gradually subsided. At the final point, enormous roots blocked their way like a wall. No tool could break them. On the roots, a glowing message read, "Only the heart can pass." Marja confessed his fear of leaving his friends, his fear that memories would fade, but declared he would move forward nonetheless. The roots began to move, opening a path because he acknowledged his fear yet chose courage, even while still afraid. After passing the wall of roots, the path ahead transformed into a glowing walkway leading towards the dawn light. He stepped out of the forest, returning home safely, with a small memento from his friends, a heart-shaped leaf. A final whisper came from the wind, "See you again, in the next dream." Thank you for watching.